Hi everybody and welcome back. In the past I participated in a bunch of Fakemon contests. Sometimes it's just nice to make Fakemon not for my own projects. However, most of my designs didn't win, so I can use them in the Jermanzburg region, cause why not? The latest contest I participated in was by Stage Clowntrol, Tam Valley Productions and RedParagonG, where we got the chance to get one of our Fakemon in a Fakemon game called Pokemon Potassium. The winner were decided in a bracket-like tournament where chat could vote which Fakemon they prefer over each other. My submission did win the first round, but unfortunately was eliminated in the second one, so it's not gonna be in the fan game, but at least it will find a home in the Jermanzburg region, and today I want to show you my concept and how I came up with it. In the announcement video it was explained that every Fakemon can win, however, if it's fitting for an underwater coral terrain, chances are higher because they have that area and they need Fakemon for it. On Instagram I often see videos of sea animals or ships being infested by barnacles, so I got the idea of a fish, specifically a clownfish, being infested by a parasite that takes inspiration from corals, sea anemones and, well, barnacles. And I know that doesn't actually happen, but just go with it. I think fish are too fast or something like that. Or maybe too wobbly. I don't know. I shaped the, in quotation marks, parasite, so it looks like a fusion of a fish skeleton, corals and a brain. And if you look closely it has a swirly eye pattern. I also got inspired by leopard sharks, who are one of the most friendly sharks out there. I still just wouldn't recommend you just going up to a leopard shark, but apparently, according to the internet, they are pretty friendly. In the coloring phase, I realized the colors make it look like a nigiri, which in my opinion is adding to the whole parasite is draining and consuming energy of its host theme because, well, it's food. I, however, tried to not make it too close to Tatsugiri, the actual sushi Pokemon. And just to clarify, this is one Fakemon and not actually a parasite on top of a Fakemon. It's just inspired by that whole concept. Parts of the lines in the organism part are partially colored and glowing, so it looks like there's energy flowing through the veins or something like that. Oh, also the orange pattern on top is also supposed to look like the colors are getting drained of the rest of its body into the fish skeleton parasite anemone barnacle thingy. Clowntrol, a dark and psychic type, it is highly intelligent but lacks energy and is rather slow and inactive. It needs a lot of food in the wild. If it doesn't find enough, it will fall into a temporary coma. The name is a fusion of clown, clownfish, control and troll. It has a made-up ability called Drained that lets it fall asleep after 3 turns. You have to give it an item to wake it up. All its stats get a massive boost afterwards, so maybe it's worth it. I don't know, I'm not really into competitive Pokemon. It is ready to evolve after 50 of these items were used on it. Let's see how the evolution will look like. And fun fact, I actually dreamed of this concept a few days after I watched the announcement video, and I saw me drawing a shark Fakemon with a jellyfish behind it, puppeteering it. And at first I also tried to draw it that way, as you can see in the time lapse, with the jellyfish controlling the fins, the mouth, the tail and the body, and it's floating in the background over the shark. However, it looked too unsettling for a Fakemon, and in my opinion I thought it's probably too odd looking for people in the chat to vote for it, and I also thought it would be too hard to make a pixel sprite for it in the unrealistic case that the design does win, so I swapped the jellyfish for parasitic corals. No idea if that's actually a thing in the real, but absolutely no idea. Yeah. And in this evolution they are also more shaped like a brain. There are also small hand-like protrusions sticking out of the brain-like part that can physically control/move, for example, the mouth. And as you can see, one is holding its mouth to make it smile, Originally, this was based on great white shark, so I gave it massive teeth. So there was like this massive grin with like dozens of sharp teeth. But I already have a few Fakemon with massive pointy teeth, so I decided to switch the inspiration from the great white to a whale shark who's known for basically just inhaling large quantities of plankton and fish, and they're also pretty cute, so I think that counters the creepy aspect. I put a pattern on the fins that looked like even the hues are getting drained and not only the colors. However, it is important to know that after evolution, the, in quotation marks, parasitic part and the rest of the body are a better team than before. It is still very intelligent, but the organism learned not to drain too much energy, so its body still has enough power to move quickly and doesn't fall asleep anymore. I also mixed in a little bit of zombie because of the zombie and fungus. It was just, fitting for the vibe. This is obviously not an ant, but like the mind control aspect is still very related. And the spikes that stick out of it are a fusion of fish bones and barnacles and ribs, I guess. Yeah. Here it is, the Psychic and Dark type Parateer. The name is a fusion of Parasite and Puppeteer. It can exclusively be found in the ocean of the Jermanzburg region, which, as of right now, still is pretty empty, so any ideas are welcomed for fish, ocean. Wait, that's a lie. The ocean isn't as empty anymore because of the mermaid video, but still, if you have any water concepts, ocean concept, please just let me know. I think there can never be enough water related Fakemon. It's been a while since I put this much effort into a Fakemon concept. Every element has an idea behind it, and I'm pretty happy how it turned out. And even if this mon didn't make it into Pokemon Potassium, I still managed to create something I am proud of. I hope you like this new line, and like I said, any concepts for Ocean Fakemon are welcome. It would be cool if it has to do something with Germany, but that's not a criteria that has to be met. Hope you had fun. Please let me know what you think in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe to not miss any new content, and see you in the comments.